All right, now let's bring you an artist who's extra hot at the moment. Nindiya Bucktowar holds the Nando's Hot Young Designer 2022 award. She's a multi-disciplinary artist that uses clay and mixed media to craft her installations. Her sculptures play with topography to shape spaces and offer immersive experiences. Nindya joins me now live to give us her perspective. Nindya, thank you so much for your time here on ENC. I know that you and I are also going to discuss, for instance, how load shedding affects your art, right? But just talk to me about this award that you got from Nando's. Why do you think they chose you?
So, hello everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. So, the Nando's Hot Young Designer is one, I think, of the foremost design competition in the country for upcoming designers. And we were awarded, me and my partner, Nikhil Trickham. We started Studio Kalki last year, and we presented a fame-boss cactus that incorporated ceramics and steel to create this beautiful, solid little server. It's a server unit for Nando's sauce. So, and the piece actually inspired by the Western landscape, the colors of the fynbos, etc. So I think it was, I think they really enjoyed the design because it was so site specific to South Africa, and we're making everything here. So I think that's why.
That's lovely. I can actually see the pictures, and the viewers can also see the pictures of what you did there live on air at the moment. Let's talk about load shedding and how it affects your art. Apparently, it also affects kiln firing. Just firstly, for those of us who don't understand what kiln is, start there. What is it?
A kiln is very important for a ceramic artist. It's a very expensive investment to get a kiln. But when you get the earth and you process it and you make it into clay and you make something out of clay, it's not permanent. The water can basically bring it back to the earth. So you have to fire it to basically make it more permanent. So the kiln does that. It's like an oven, a very specialized oven. And I think with load shedding, it has been incredibly challenging for ceramic artists because to fire a piece, you need an uninterrupted power between 6 to 12 hours, depending on what kind of fire you're doing. So now with your load shedding, depending on the stages, sometimes you don't have 8 hours, sometimes you don't have 12 hours. And there are different kind of firing that you do. You do a first firing, which is called a bisque firing, which prepares the clay body, which now is ceramics when you do a bisque firing, to receive the glaze, which is the color, and you know, and then you do a second firing, which is a glaze firing. Glaze firing generally needs more time. So and there are different things that can go wrong when if you decide to fire during, you know, you're going to have interrupted power during load shedding. And when the power goes off, you lose about 200 degrees in your firing and you have to start it again. So now you're paying more money to fire. It's a lot, and cost of electricity has gone so high, and it's actually expensive to make ceramics. And I always say, you know, if you're buying a piece of ceramics from an artist, it's like a piece of gold because they have decided, regardless of all the challenges that we are facing as ceramic artists, they have decided to still take the risk and make that work. And it's extremely precious. So, yeah.
Just tell me, in terms of, the loss of productivity during kiln firing when load shedding suddenly happens, does that also affect the entire batch, meaning loss of money?
Yes, of course. And there's a possibility to lose an entire, so if the temperature drops at a critical point of the firing, there could be a lot of cracks or micro cracks that basically you can't use the piece, because especially for tableware, things that are needs to be functional, art pieces are a little bit different. You have a bit more flexibility on that. But yes, there is the risk of that. And Also, the other thing with load shedding is that it compromises a lot of the infrastructure. For example, substations and your kiln equipment, your DB, your isolator. So there's a lot of like, because when the power comes back, there's surges. And also we've had instances where the substations blow up in the neighborhood, takes other 15, then we don't have power for 3 days. So, we lose production for a few days, and that's a lot of money.
I can imagine. And I can see the design that you, spoke about that you did for Nando's right there behind you. So I'm hoping maybe one day I'll be able to afford what you created there. Now that it's with Nando's, I'm assuming that maybe for my house it'll be expensive now. Just very quickly, Nindya, when you talk about an industry such as ceramics, right, a lot of people would forget that that is actually art, that is creating art, etc. Does it have enough female artists, this particular, part of ceramics and the art industry? Does it have enough females in it?
I think there is an equal representation from what I can think of,
Nice.
and obviously female artists have a very different relationship with clay, but I can think of incredible female and incredible male artists.
Thank you so much, Nindya, for all your time. Hopefully, I think for all of us, I speak for all of us when I say we hope load shedding comes to an end. It ruins a lot of lives. Thank you so much for speaking to us, and all the best with your creations. That was Nindiya Bucktowar, an artist, speaking to us there about some of the effects, actually, of load shedding. You know, you would forget that actually the art industry also gets affected by these things.
Absolutely. Very, very interesting conversation. I also love how she uses architecture and just natural things in the landscapes of South Africa to influence her art. If you can, please go and support and go to her social media and actually go and have a look at the exquisite art that she's doing. But as you say, load shedding also having far-reaching consequences in as far as the arts industry is concerned.